Hello, Kenvians. I'm PapaKenn, and welcome to a brand new episode of Snack-Kenn. Kind of the relaunch of this, I guess, kind of, sorta, because this is the first episode I've done since the Fish Fingers and Custard episode, months and months back. But today it is, well, it's the week of Halloween, and of course, with this time of year comes two wonderful, magical things that have become new traditions, especially here in the US. One is pumpkin spice, and I actually like pumpkin spice. But I'm not going that obvious route. No, but instead I'm going to be doing one of the traditional candies, at least here in the US, which is, of course, candy corn. Specifically Brach's candy corn. I think there's other companies that make it as well, but I'm not going to be worried about them. Now, in addition to the regular candy corn, which I'm going to be tasting basically as sort of a base point to understand where the flavor, kind of originates, I'm going to be doing 3 different flavors as well. Not pumpkin spice again. There are pumpkin spice candy corn, but I'm not going to be doing those. 3 different flavors. But other than that, one thing, before I move on, one thing I want to point out about basically all of the candy corns, particularly Brach's, I don't know if they advertise this on others as well, but you'll always see on the front, and this is supposed to make, I guess, parents feel better about giving it to their kids, is made with real honey. Now, it says made with real honey. But let's go through the list of ingredients until we get to honey. Sugar, corn syrup, most likely high-fructose corn syrup, confectioner's glaze, salt, dextrose, gelatin, sesame oil, artificial flavor, honey. Made with real honey, and it's the 9th ingredient. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I have a huge sweet tooth. I love candy. But if you're gonna advertise made with real honey, it's like they put like a friggin' molecule in each one of these little kernels, if you even want to call it that. Like maybe like one little spot there in the middle of the corn has honey in it. The rest of it is the rest of that crap. Oh, and then well, after that comes the yellow 6, yellow 5, and red 3. The flavor, color agents, whatever. But, moving on from there, time to stop ragging on candy corn, which everyone can and will do, believe me. If you've never tried candy corn before, ask any random American and either they'll say they like it, or they'll hate it, and they will give you a list of reasons why they hate it. But, before I get into the 3 different flavors I'm going to be trying, I'm basically going to just kind of delve into this and see what the flavor is to me, what kind of flavors I can identify out of this candy corn. So, a little bit of fast forward and then I'll be right back. Okay, so after taking a few seconds to mull it over, well, let me just say one thing. Of any parts of this candy corn, basically the best tasting part would be, well, this is a poor example because it doesn't have much of one, but the white part of it is probably the best tasting. I don't know why. It seems to have a slightly different texture. Maybe that's just it. It has a slightly different texture that makes it taste better or something. I don't know. But the candy corn as a whole, it tastes like sugar. Or it tastes like syrup that's slightly more solidified. And not even like, good pure maple syrup. No, it's like the syrup that, I don't even know what it's called, but corn syrup, basically. That's what it tastes like. And it doesn't taste like corn. Tastes like corn syrup. So you eat one of these and it's just like a big bunch of sugar and that's really all it tastes like. Sugar and corn syrup. And like I said, I kind of like them. I have since I was a kid, but I mean, this is one of those that you can very easily get sick of sweets on. Again, in my opinion, but I'm actually going to give a tip for being able to enjoy candy corn a little bit more at the end. But before I do that, time to start with one of the 3 different flavors that Brach's has brought us. The first of which is going to be apple pie. Now keep in mind, I don't know if any of these actually go outside of the US, but America, it's like, apple pie is one of those like all-American things or whatever. I'm personally more a fan of pumpkin pie, but apple pie can be good as well. But, and again, it advertises made with real honey. Let's see if the honey is anywhere higher on... Oh, that's lovely. It is slightly higher on the ingredients list, but shortly after that, titanium dioxide for color. Not sure what to think about that. But what the heck, you know? I'm gonna die sometime. But one thing that's different, at least, is color-wise, instead of having the three different colors, we have basically the brown, you know, sort of representing the caramel, or the caramel, whatever you want, and the apple. And then the white, which, I don't know, maybe it's supposed to be kind of like whipped cream on the pie or something, I don't know. But one thing I will say is, it's definitely an artificial scent, but, you know, it does have the smell of pumpkin pie, at least faintly. And now it's time to give it the taste test, so I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm honestly not sure what to think about the apple pie. It's not bad, but at the same time, as strange as this may seem that I ragged on it a few minutes ago, the regular candy corn is actually better. I don't know what it is. It's like, it doesn't really even taste like apple pie to me. If so, it's kind of a burned apple pie. But the closest thing I can describe it tasting to is probably more like a very spicy apple cider. I think that might be kind of accurate. Yeah, it kind of has an apple cidery taste, but it has the, I don't even know how to describe it. It's just this very apple-like flavor, but then it immediately doesn't. It's like it's almost too tart to be apple. Yeah, I don't really know how to describe that. So, I mean, it may smell like apple pie, but unless you're just wanting to get it to try it, I personally do not recommend the apple pie candy corn. It's not so great. But moving on from there, it's time for the second flavor, which is going to be s'mores. Now, again, I don't know if this is something that's very popular outside of the US, but here in the US, this is like a camping ritual or bonfire ritual. It is a very traditional snack that people around here love, and me definitely being one of them. I absolutely love s'mores, and it kind of tastes, or it kind of smells like chocolate, which I guess is most of what you get from s'mores in reality. And I gotta say, I do like the color scheme. Got the brown for the chocolate, what I assume is toasted marshmallow on top, and then regular marshmallow. I don't know. It's supposed to have like a graham cracker, which maybe that's what the orange is supposed to represent. But yeah, interested to see how they pull this off, if at all. Hopefully it's at least better than the apple pie. Be right back. Okay, so okay, so taking each little bit one by one, not so good. Each piece has this very strange, like, acidic taste to it, which is not something you want from a s'mores. But yeah, when I tried another piece and just had it all together, and it was actually better in that way. And strangely, the acidic taste wasn't as strong. I don't know how that works exactly. But once again, I'm just not a huge fan of this. I'm honestly kind of blown away. Now, obviously, there's only so much you can do with one, artificial flavoring, and two, you know, trying to recreate these flavors in a little triangle made out of, you know, corn oil or corn syrup. But yeah, actually, that makes me think I didn't try the apple pie as just one whole piece. I tried it as, like, you know, the individual parts. So let's see if that's any better by it. Now, like the s'mores, it was a little bit better than taking each little part of it individually, but still not very good. And the s'mores, I gotta put them both on this pretty much the same level, especially as far as disappointment goes in regards to the flavors. They just not very good. So yeah, unfortunately, two of the three so far are just not recommended. Again, unless you just really want to try them for some reason, well, while they're still in season here in the US or wherever you might be. But so far, 2 thumbs down. And now finally, let's call it the coup de grace, I guess, but caramel macchiato caramel corn. Or candy corn. But yeah, if it was caramel corn, I wonder what caramel corn would be like. Oh well, no sense in dwelling on that. Now, color scheme-wise, it's very similar to the s'mores. It actually has a coffee smell to it, though, which I found interesting. I'm curious whether or not the coffee, like some coffee flavor, will really shine through. But I mean, if the smell is any indication, which can't really be trusted so far, I don't know. I at least hope this is better than the other two. So I'm gonna try it, and I'll be right back. Okay, honestly, pleasantly surprised by this. I don't know if it's the fact they actually got a little bit of the coffee flavor in there. I don't know if they mentioned coffee anywhere in here. Oh, yeah, apparently actually coffee is one of the ingredients. I wonder if that contributes to any caffeine? No, it doesn't seem to be any caffeine, so apparently they got the coffee flavor in there somehow. But honestly, strangely enough, like taking the little bits one by one and as a whole turned out pretty darn good. Now I will say, if you're not a fan of the flavor of coffee, you won't like this. But being a coffee drinker myself, I've kind of gotten used to it. But yeah, of the three, caramel macchiato is definitely the best one. Now, I'm sure eating too many of these would definitely get overwhelming, much like any candy corn in general. But if you're going to try any of the current autumn/fall seasonal flavors, I would definitely recommend the caramel macchiato. It's surprisingly good. So in the end, it really just boils down to this. Messing with artificial flavors can be an interesting idea, but not necessarily a good idea. It can lead to some, good tasting things, but a lot of the times, especially in the case of things that are already super sweet, it's likely to backfire on you. And again, this is all just my opinion, my personal tastes. But yeah, as far as ranking goes, number one is definitely the caramel macchiato. Number two would be the plain regular candy corn. And then tied for third, or tied for fourth, however you want to put it, would definitely be the s'mores and the apple pie, because, well, both of them kind of, sort of represented what they were supposed to taste like. Charlie's barking out there. Charlie! Well, now that Charlie has stopped barking, I forgot what I was talking about. But anyway, yes. So those are the flavors. If you have tried any of these, please do let me know what you think of the different flavors. Let me know if there are any other ones you would like me to try. Now, like I said, the only other one that I know of as far as seasonal goes right now would be the pumpkin spice. But, you've had 100 things pumpkin spice flavored. You've pretty much tried them all. But yeah, so like I said, let me know if there are any others you would like me to try, any other sweets you would like for me to give a shot. I am in the process of looking at possibly getting a P.O. box for PapaKennMedia. That way, if any of you have some of, candies I can't get from, can't get here in the U.S. that you would like to send, you'll be able to do so. If you're interested in that at all, please do say so, because I would like to know if, how, if it would be worth going forward with a P.O. box, or if it's just something maybe I should wait for now. But alright, I've been rambling on too long. Everyone, once again, thank you very much for joining me for this new episode of Snack-Kenn. I hope to make it at least a somewhat regular thing. I hope the updates are going to continue more so in the new year, but I have a plan for PapaKennMedia that's going to be going into action fairly soon, and I will be informing you all of what that plan is also very soon. But first, I gotta get some more videos recorded and just have some more fun and get back into the swing of things. But everyone, until next time, I'm Papa Ken, and I'll see you on the next Snack-Kenn.